What's going on, traders? Happy Friday to you. St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Here we are with the S&P 500. Market's down slightly today, 1.17%. Final print 389.99. And real quick, before we get started, if you're enjoying the content, please like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are we heading lower or higher? I would love to hear your opinions about the overall stock market. And of course, this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So with that being said, let's get into the daily chart here. Yesterday we were talking about this break being a potential fake break back into the consolidation, the broader range that we had been watching for some time. And today it did prove itself to be just that. We had sold off, come back down right into the trend line here, and we slightly broke below it, but the bulls came in and defended, pushed us back above that trend line. So today a lot of choppy price action. We did have really one nice tradable move down off of that 394.20 area, but after that it was just up and down, and kind of a difficult price action to navigate unless you were just scalping. But we were prepared for that, and we did talk about that being a potentiality for Friday. So and you can see here we just printed an inside bar, and so yeah, up down type of price action. I was talking yesterday, if we broke this 393.50, that we should see some more selling down, and we did see that, and then some a little bit of buys towards the end of the day, saving this trend line. So not tomorrow, Monday, I haven't looked at the economic calendar yet, so I'm gonna have to and I'll post that on my Twitter when I do have it this weekend. But all things being equal, we could see another chop day. I think actually next week we have FOMC, if I'm not mistaken, on Wednesday. So I'm pretty sure we do. But besides that, Monday, Tuesday could see potential normal price action. I would still consider some chop here. We'll probably trade maybe in this range if we take the lows here. If we take the lows here, we might trade around in here and just kind of go back and forth between this 388 and 393.50, back and forth until FOMC, and then that might be the catalyst. That's either going to push us back up higher or down lower again. So we'll have to see how that plays itself out. Not too much else to report as far as the daily is concerned. We can take a look at the daily trends that we have been keeping an eye on here, and we are back inside of, there's a broader consolidation, and then we had this consolidation that I was looking at as well. So now we're also back inside of this one, which is a little bit wider than the other one as far as the downside is concerned. This one below here is at 380, 55 area. So still a bit basically the top one is the same in the other chart. So if we do start to break down again, I'm kind of looking for this zone. If we actually do come back up over, start to close over, I'll be targeting up here and then up here. So we'll have to see how that plays out. All right, let's get really quickly into today's price action. Again, one real nice tradable move, but other than that, pretty quiet throughout the day. You've heard me probably talk ad nauseum about the 394.20 zone. We came right into that this morning, sold off, came back up into it again. So, and then there was obviously that demand there. You can see the two taps as we got into this zone. And this open was a little bit tricky. I kind of was sitting on my hands here. I thought to myself, oh God, we're gonna have one of these days, up down kind of situation. But the third time we actually came into this important level, we sold. Now once we broke that 393.50 area, the consolidation break, then we really started to see some selling here, real big points of pain on these two candles. Then we started to slow down here and started forming a bit of a bear flag. You had seen here where in pre-market we did bounce out of this area pretty strongly. So I was watching this. I did think I took a long around here that I ended up getting stopped out of. But either way, we had come down through that and that bear flag. And here, we were kind of absorbing these sells here, which was a little bit tricky to read. I think I got chopped up in a little, tried a little scalp here where I kind of gotten a little bit of trouble. But this absorption here was a bit hard to read. They kept trying to push it down, and couldn't do it. But you see here, when they finally did break it, we really got a nice move down here. And I was watching this zone here. This is the Thursday breakout zone. If you zoom back to yesterday or the day before, you can see this here. So this is where we broke out from yesterday when we were talking about that news coming in from Yellen. And this was that area. So I had this marked off already. I thought it was going to be important. I didn't know that we were actually going to retest it so quickly. But either way, here we are. Came into a bit of a descending wedge into this area, breaking of the structure, breaking over the downtrend, breaking through this previous small little absorption area, back up into this liquidity here. So right back up, and then that we saw here, it got confirmed with some selling, back up again, some selling, back up again. So when I started seeing these wicks up here, I got real nervous. I started talking about it in the chat here that we could probably seeing some distribution, and the fact they could not again break over. We took a short. It was funny, I took a short, I think, in this one, and maybe we had gotten out some here, but we were waiting for this break, and then finally, the third time, or fourth time actually, it finally broke down, and this was the one we didn't take, funny enough. And that was the move that we were looking for. That was a bit frustrating. Created two new points of pain there that I was watching for later on. And I noticed here again the same type of situation. We were into the close, back into this Thursday's breakout area. So I knew there was a lot of buyers in this area here to potentially move up price. I noticed the wicks again trying to push price down, unable to. They finally did one here where they tried to push back down, but it was bought right back up. You can see on the volume here where the buyers really came in, and we actually had taken some longs in this area at the end of the day. And then I was really targeting these breakdowns here, these POPs, and we did get them, and that was a nice trade that kind of saved me on the day. I was down. I got chopped up a bit trading in this price action after I missed this really nice move. Like I said, one real tradable move. I guess this one was too, but other than that, it was quick scalps. I think we did get a little bit of this long, but not too much. I mean, I wasn't holding for too much of a full move today because I didn't really want to engage the market too much. Being quad witching and OPEX. Either way, this was a pretty nice trade. Came up here, and I guess really you could call this right into another ascending wedge type of formation here. Let's get this going. I should have put this on. Sorry, I should probably have done this before. But I'm sure you could see it as I'm drawing it out here. So another type of ascending wedge coming in. You can see we had one here, that was descending. We had one here, ascending. Now this was the VOS again, the break on the trend line. And from there we came right back into this same absorption zone here. So came right back into it. You can see here, here, absorption, and so we came right back in, and then a little pop out of the day. And then at this point, if you were to take this long, targeting this BFP again, which did hit. So we did get our 2 targets. I was kind of hoping that this move would take one more push into here, which would have made sense, and then had come down and sold, but we didn't quite get there. So that's how it goes sometimes. Anyway, I hope that helps as far as a breakdown of today's price action. What I'll be looking for tomorrow, let's go for a little bit of a broader view. And really for me, as I'm looking forward for tomorrow, I want to see if let me actually get to this here. I want to look at some. You can see here all the liquidity as well that was down here that we kept coming into. What I really want to watch here, I mean, this whole area has to hold. We're kind of in a tricky spot, so I'm going to be watching this this previous area where we have rejected before. Let me go to this real quickly. Here, and you can see it as well, all this area of liquidity. Well, I want to see if we can get over here, get back over. Of course, it's nice that we closed over 390. That is a sign for me to kind of, again, focus a little bit more on the long side. But certainly getting over 391.50 here, that's going to be put me in a bit more of a bullish bias coming into Monday. Or if we break over, come back and retest, then probably trying to see about coming back into this area around that 393.50, 70, that 394 area, this whole zone. I'll be watching out for a next long target. And then, if we do get back over that 394.20, probably it's not that far away, 395 pivot, of course, and then back over by 396.25 or so. But, if we start to break this area, we do have 397.75, so we'll be watching that. I was also watching that 387.75. I was also watching that for that potential. If we broke, this area, that's where I was kind of targeting for the downside. So that might be, somewhere in the middle of this this bullish liquidity down here. But it's nice to see that we have this built up. This one's pretty thick, so that's pretty strong, and these ones are a little bit weaker, but still worth noting as potential pickups. Again, this area is 397.69 all the way down to 396.75, and then we have 385.85 down to about 385.50, so kind of in that 385 pivot area, and then a little bit lower in the 384 area, just below that as well. So we could be heading here. If we break those lows, look for price to be drawn into here, and then you also, for me personally, I might be considering some dip buys, looking at the tape at the same time, seeing when to kind of time them in these zones. But I'll certainly be watching. However, like I said, so these are definitely some downside targets. If we break over, I'll be looking for these as some upside targets, and I'll be flipping that. If I'm buying down here, I'll probably be looking for retests of this area again. If I'm buying down here, I'll probably look to come into this area and see, to get pressed into here, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much all I've got. I will post the economic calendar. I believe we have, like I said, FOMC on Wednesday. But I will post that on my Twitter at _SharkTrader. If you don't follow me, sorry, having a sip of my beer. Other than that, I hope you all have a great weekend and be safe. And we will see you on Monday. Take care.